This is a coup. It's a coup.
Yeah, it's a coup.
This is a coup.
The results that have been announced and not been verified by us.
An assassination attempt was made only last week. Chamisa is survived so many assassination attempts.
Mr. Chamisa, you are the hope for Zimbabwe. Please do not take that hope away from us.
Ave mangwanani akanaka muri eZimbabwe, kusanganazve kare kwatiri kuita paMbire TV patinokupai nhau dzakasiyana-siyana. Mangwanani anhasi takakubatirai nyaya yedocumentary rakabuda nezuro paSABC3. Documentary raitarisa nyaya dzesarudzo dzemugore ra2018 nemaperero azvakazoita kutanga kwazvo kusvika pakupedzisira pakazoendeswa kudare vamunangagwa vaNelson Chamisa vachipokana nezvakange zvabuda musarudzo, pamwe chete nekuurayiwa kwakaita vanhu muguta reHarare vakuratidzira zvichitevera kusabuda kana kuti kusariliswa kwemaresults, pamwe chete nekuchema-chema kwaiitwa neruzhinji vachiti vaNelson Chamisa vabiridzirwa musarudzo idzi. Documentary riri kutarisa sarudzo dzakaitwa mugore ra2018. Panapa regai tikupei zvidimbo zvikamu zvedocumentary iri riri kuwanika rizere paSABC3.
Has begun the ballot printing process without the party's involvement. Following years of disputed elections that were characterized by allegations of vote rigging and ballot stuffing, there are now concerns here that the July 30th elections may not be free and fair.
I'm not sure whether that is cessation of the printing a ballot now. Or so that process must be stopped. And then two, an inclusive process. You could see agree this specimen. Then to agree all parties. Then you have the printing a say. Currently must be stopped. The illegitimate and illegal current so even gospel is illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. There must be an emergency meeting. There must be an emergency meeting with ZEC to resolve all the this to resolve all these issues. Urgent issues, yeah. Urgent issues. I think it's okay. Right? Is it true? Yeah, I'm on my way. Over the past 2 decades, we've gone through a series of disputed elections that have plunged this country into persistent crisis of legitimacy. And we'll have an election on the 30th of July, but it has to be done with an agreed ballot paper. Nothing less, nothing more. There must be an emergency meeting with ZEC to resolve all these urgent issues. If they are not resolved, we have our alternatives. And we are ready for any consequence until we have a free and fair election in Zimbabwe. Zach, they have not moved on the voter roll, they have not moved on the ballot paper, they have not moved on all the issues we have raised. Question is that for almost weeks now.
Formally requested that you meet with Justice Chikumba on Monday at 11 o'clock. I will do that in writing. I met yesterday. She was one that spoke to the PA and said, listen, we would like to have this meeting. My view is that she's got absolutely no intention of having this meeting with you.
You see, we are fighting with people who are determined to frustrate us. And I'm requesting that I say, Chikumba, don't go through the PA and whatever. Wait for her. Office party. We must have a different approach. And that must be done immediately. Because this is an emergency crisis. And when we're at war, we're dealing with criminals. The ballot paper there, they are looking at who blinks first. They will use that ballot. Once you lose guard of the process here balloting and where that ballot is and the testing, I tell you, going to an election with that big momentum, you will be shocked with the result. And that's what I don't want to do. This is a people of Zimbabwe versus until and unless we have seen the ballot, there's not going to be an election in this country. We'll stop the election. Period. Yeah, that's the point.
The July 30 date for Zimbabwe elections looked all but set. In the process, the MDC was demanding a range of electoral requirements. Nelson Chamisa says without electoral requirements, there will be no elections.
With a process crisis, with an election crisis, we love to have a free and fair election in terms of the standards and guidelines, not just of SADC and the AU, but also international norms. We can't lower the standards for free and fair election in Zimbabwe.
Vamonzora kuti vatsanangure mafambiro achaita.
Tiri kudemonstratera zvinhu zviviri. Chinhu chekutanga tiri kudemonstrata kuti ZENU yakatinyima voter flow riri pamutemo. Voter flow redu rinofanira rine mazita evanhu vacho pamwe chete nemapicha evanhu vacho. Kuitira kuti tione kuti hakuna munhu anyoresa mazita akawanda ari one. Tiri kudemonstrata kuti tinoda kuzimba kuti mapepa ekuvhotera ari kudhingirwa kupi, mangani, naani wacho. Izvozvo ndizvo yakatinyima. Tichinovapa our kids man for free and fair.
Nenguva 4 minutes past 1. Tapresenta petition yedu ku Zimbabwe Election Commission. Tineurombo kuti chair weCommission Justice Chikumba vanga vasipo. Titereresei. And this is a red line. We are prepared to die for this.
Our role is to run elections on behalf of all Zimbabweans, and what binds us as a collective to ensure that we do elections according to what is required is the Electoral Act and the Constitution, which we have followed to the letter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. I want to state the following on behalf of my party, the MDC Alliance. This commission must be truly independent. It must not only be independent on paper, it must be seen to be independent. Denying us access to material that the law allows us to have access to is unreasonable. And we want to place it on record that as political parties participating in this election, we have absolutely no idea at this minute where these ballot papers are and who is the custody of these ballot papers. ZEC has not made any pronouncement on the abuse of food aid as a political weapon by ZANU-PF. Food are being distributed at ZANU-PF rallies and in exchange of votes. The voters' roll that we have right now is not the voters' roll that is going to be used on the 30th. And therefore, ZEC is in breach of the law.
We remain committed and guided by the provisions of the law. And where there are disputes regarding interpretations of the law, officers of the law like Monzora know what to do. We have lost cases. In some instances, we have won the cases. I think that is how these institutions should operate.
We have our own suspicions. And these suspicions are based on the previous elections. Maybe you may have worked very, very hard trying to ensure that we have these free, fair, credible elections. But the honest truth is that we do not trust you. We actually believe that the ruling party has an unfair advantage over all of us. Even from these meetings, you can actually see that they are the ones that seem satisfied and happy. They are the ones that actually...
Point of order. He has no right to raise allegations which are unfounded. It's not fair and proper. We're a party like any other party, that's why we're here. No. Say your issue, don't accuse us.
No, but I can also raise
Don't accuse us. Don't accuse us.
I can raise my observation.
No. He has no right to insult us.
I did not insult.
So please raise your issue with ZEC. If you have issues with ZEC, talk to ZEC. But don't include ZANU-PF in the
No, there's no suspicions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but we don't debate Nganga issues here. I can subscribe my claims, my friend. I can do that. No, but if you can my party, you can accuse me.
I can raise.
You cannot accuse me.
I can raise.
You can't accuse my party without substantiation. Yeah. Say your issue, but don't accuse ZANU-PF of misdeeds it has not done.
I'm not going to accuse you. I want to ask you a sincere question, Mr. Mangwara. Are you not, in the interest of ZANU-PF, willing to see an election which is not disputed in any manner of any unfounded allegation?
Our problem right now, and the problem of my colleague, if you feel ZEC is being unreasonable, you are turning around and start pointing fingers at us as ZANU-PF. What have we to do with ZEC? We are players like you. So if you are not happy with the referee, why are you coming to? Why are you accusing ZANU-PF of anything? Because you are the beneficiary. Oh, wait, what? How? Based on what? Based on what?
ZANU-PF is a part of lawyers. It's the player. It's the referee. If I am linked there, with being a lawyer, I'm also going to go to the courts again. And the mess of the lawyers. Who are referees?
Before he goes out, you should rebuke him for saying that. Because that's intimidating me now.
Yeah, but these guys are so arrogant. So I think on that matter, a conclusion has been reached. And by the commission. Yes.
Point of order, sir. I have to be open that this is not a credible institution. We have to fight these people, and these people will never do anything for you. And they don't mind what we are going through. I rest my case by telling you that these people, and as a party, as Smart Zimbabwe, we are no longer going to participate in this election. Go ahead. Those who think that they have a better chance, go ahead, but you will cry tomorrow. Because the moment you participate, you are asserting and you are affirming that ZANU-PF will remain in power.
Back to it.
This is a very crucial meeting. It's an extraordinary meeting. Extraordinary on account of receiving a brief from ZEC, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, to keep us posted and in the loop on the direction that we have to take as a party.
but also as a country.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. Yesterday we met ZEC in order to receive the feedback on the issues that we had raised. It was a fait accompli. These are people who want to provoke us into boycotting the election. They know that these things are unacceptable to us and they are just daring us. We raised it in another...
Why would they dare? What would be their game plan? Do they benefit from us boycotting an election?
Yes, Mr. President, they do.
I don't know what happened. I think they were clumsy and a bit radical in their approach. ZANU? Yes, yesterday. They walked out.
Yeah, I think they are panicking.
We are beginning to see the truth. What is your recommendation on the way forward?
Our recommendation, Mr. President, is that we must proceed with the election. Their statistics, according to what we've been told, are giving them 4 provinces to 6. And this means that we are winning according to their statistics as well.
From what I'm hearing, is that we are going into the election. From what you are saying, is there any contrary view? No. At the leadership level? No contrary view? Okay. It's clear that we have a ZEC that is biased. We have a ZEC that has lost the confidence and trust of the people of Zimbabwe. We have a ZEC that has chosen to throw away the whistle as a referee and join another team, particularly the ED team, Mnangagwa's team. And this is why Mnangagwa is not complaining, because the team is playing on his behalf. But what we have resolved to do is to make sure that we defeat both the referee and the player. Mr. Mnangagwa and ZEC must both be defeated. Defeated in terms of the overwhelming sentiment in the country, that we are not going to allow them to get away with murder literally and metaphorically. We know that it is in the nature of ZANU-PF to cheat and to also undermine the will of the people. But we are saying to people of Zimbabwe, come in your numbers to shame the detractors. Having said that, I think I will take questions, unlike in ZANU-PF where they just address you and walk away. We are not going to walk away. We want to hear what your questions are.
So why have you changed your stance?
At the end of the day, I'm a servant of the people. I'm guided by what the people want. They want their victory. Let us overwhelm their machinations and schemes in our voting in numbers. Yes, ZEC is intransigent, but we still defeat them. Hello?
Our campaign now is to get everyone to vote in as large a number as possible, and we think that will offset their ability to read.
Sure.
Vakomana, vasikana. Are you feeling what I'm feeling? Are you feeling what I'm feeling? Those who believe in change, you want to walk. Hi, Bauka. Hands up for a new Zimbabwe. Here's a Baba Jesus. 2 days to independence. 2 days to oneness as a people. If we miss our opportunity on Monday, we are doomed for life. Bye bye, Zanubia, bye bye. Bye bye, Kushaya Babasa, bye bye. Bye bye, Kutunyir Wakorushinji, bye bye. Bye bye, Kukangani Bane Umene, bye bye. Jiza Mama Jiza, Ukula.
Man. Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, I was sacked from the party I founded when tanks rolled through and across the country. I was regarded now as an enemy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will take a few questions.
I just want to find out, former President, you indicated that the current administration used the army to get the power, but some detractors are saying the same happened during your era.
It was not the army that ensured I remained in power. You are wrong on that one. We had elections every 5 years. Every 5 years.
President King, BBC News. Would you prefer to see the opposition win tomorrow rather than see Idi Mnangagwa return to power?
Oh, what are you saying? I must say very clearly, I cannot vote for those who have tormented me. No, I can't. So what is there? I think it's just Chamisa.
What he said was that he could not vote for a ruling party led by President Mnangagwa. And what he has done is he's really grabbed the spotlight today. In fact, he's milked it. There is no campaigning today. There are no rallies, no political rallies. And he's endorsed basically Nelson Chamisa. It's a significant moment.
Yes, Mugabe has spoken. He has said that I'm voting for the young man. But you see, when your enemy gives you a hug and a kiss, you just have to be careful that there's no bite in the kiss. And the mood is massive. It's in the bag, but we just have to be very vigilant because there are things around the ballot papers we need to be sure about, and also around the ballot stuffing. These guys are rather on the wrong side, so we just want to be sure that things are being done properly.
Voters lined up well before sunrise in Harare, waiting for hours for their opportunity to vote in this election. They are desperate for change. Zimbabwe is holding its first election in the post-Robert Mugabe era.
Who was removed last year by the military after dominating the political scene for decades.
Many see this as a step for the country to move in a new direction after nearly 40 years of dictatorship.
Emerson Mnangagwa is seen as the frontrunner with the backing of the ruling ZANU-PF party. The main challenge will come from Nelson Chamisa, the 40-year-old leader of the opposition, the Movement for Democratic Change.
Mr. Chamisa must be yes, we'll do the interview outside. Mr. Chamisa, how does it feel to have passed your ballot here this morning?
Well, it's a great moment for Zimbabwe. A vote for freedom, a vote for democracy, a vote for a new Zimbabwe, a vote for the genuine new.
The process for campaigning was peaceful. The voting today is peaceful. I have no doubt that the end process of the entire electoral process will remain peaceful.
Okay. All right.
Okay, President.
Dr. Nkululeko, the President's spokesperson, to address this press. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The President has a very, very clear message to the people in the country and in the world. Let us all be polling agents. If you see any irregularities or pre-marked ballots, immediately report these and demand a clean ballot. Don't go away without casting your vote.
Can I ask a favor from you? If you could just send me a WhatsApp message, because I'm having a lot of calls coming through.
So what we're going to do is we're going to be entering the results per polling station.
Okay.
And this is a check variable. Okay. If we have any figure at all here, it means there's something wrong somewhere.
The earlier we get the picture, the better. Because that performance will create everything.
The votes have been cast and are now being counted for Zimbabwe's first general election since last year's ousting of the country's long-serving president, Robert Mugabe.
Election authorities say that the turnout was high, with more than 5 million having registered to cast their votes.
These are all the
These are words. These results will be correct.
Yeah.
Words will have results by now. And look, we're winning. Those results are correct. Doc, yes, what I'm looking for. How are you, sir? Good, sir.
What is that?
I'm telling you. It's looking good. We are sitting here, and what we will be doing is look at the results as they come through, and when we think you need to know, we'll let you know. Yes, President.
No, I'm saying the position is similar. We will be claiming victory at an appropriate time. Okay? But timing of it is critical. I need to reconcile that with our team's position here. Okay, I will get back to you.
The Commission would like to thank the Zimbabwean electorate for exercising their right to vote in peace, and would like to urge Zimbabweans to be patient as they wait for the results.
We are just about to become the most important team in this country in a few hours. In the event that we win, if the numbers come our way, right, the official numbers from SEC, if they come our way,
We are no longer talking politics, we are talking reality. We cannot really be sure about what kind of reaction we are going to get from the system. It could be anything from police action, military action. We are on our own.
We must confine ourselves and talk about what we're going to do to ensure that the victory doesn't fly away. I think we have to claim the victory by addressing a press conference.
No one must announce election results except Zek.
To take power from ZANU-PF. These are Zanla gorillas that are in power. These are military. And I've never seen it anywhere where you try to juggle it within the league. If people are not going to prepare to die, to go to prison, to go to jail, you're not going to take power from this regime. Believe me or not.
Sure.
We need extraordinary boldness tonight.
Yes.
Somebody might get killed. But you know, so many people over the years have laid down their lives for the sake of this country. And I'm prepared to do that tonight.
We can say we won this election. There is no evidence based whatsoever. There is nothing concrete now. That's evidence. What is your average? This is 2 a.m. Please tell me.
Yeah.
From 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5, 12. That's 5 hours. You should know the results, but they are not out.
Riverside, there are only 36 participated for this. 36.
There's no way this system was going to beat us. I've got a bit feeling already. Because it's not good for us. Something is cooking. It's in the oven.
Chilling.
What's up, man? Look, ZEC has delayed counting such that by now we actually don't have any numbers from the polling stations. Yeah, so we're still where we were soon after the voting.
patient as they wait for the result.
vanhu vacho vanoda kuverenga shamwari saka tichiri mushishi kuda kuandastanda kuti zvakamira sei. But it's looking good. So far as atakuziva marari takauya.
So my view is that I think we now need to do public pressure. On the call for pressure, we're concerned about the delay coming out of results. We don't have official results. Myself, no, but we don't have official results because we've already tabulated. So that's the pressure. So you agree with pressure? Yeah, let's have it. We don't need to consult any further. No, I'm going to do that after consulting the president in 10 minutes. I'm trying to call him now. But if he doesn't pick, we just need to quiet because we are in a crisis now. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The Commission would like to advise that we will announce the results as they come in, and all stakeholders are hereby reminded that it is unlawful to announce results because this is a direct contravention of Section 66A, subsection A, subsection B of the Electoral Act. So if you announce results to your friends on WhatsApp as if those are official results, that is an offense.
We have now received from our agents across the country results of the 2018 election. The results show beyond reasonable doubt that we have won this election and that the next president of Zimbabwe is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. We will now hope that the Zimbabwe Election Commission will follow its constitutional and legal obligation of formally announcing the result that is consistent with what we have gathered through our own paro voter tabulation process. We've also received very confidential reports that General Chiwenga has issued an order directive for the assassination of President Chamisa and myself. We don't accept that. We don't accept that. So we are aware that people are trying to prevent and stop the people's will, to interfere with the people's will. We will not accept that.
Opposition supporters say they are not going to accept defeat. They say if President Mnangagwa has won this election, they will protest on the street. As far as they're concerned, their candidate, Nelson Chamisa, is the winner.
People are concerned and worried about the pace at which this is going. Why is it taking so long?
The counting has been completed in most of the polling stations. I'm sure by now all have completed the counting.
All right, so we might have a National Assembly by the end of tomorrow for sure. Why would it take another 2-3 days to do the presidential? Because the National Assembly is happening at the same time as the presidential. It's the same time, the same people counting. Why the delay? Why the difference in timing?
We have 5 days to announce them in terms of the law. And our target is to ensure that as soon as we get all the results, we should be able to announce them.
But again, you're doing so well with the others. Surely it's not that much more difficult.
Sure.
Any evidence of the opposition claim of widespread, large-scale ballot rigging?
I welcome you and thank you for coming today.
The delegation notes several improvements in the electoral process compared to the past, although there are important problems that raise concerns that the process has not yet hit the mark.
The ZEC
should take immediate steps to ensure the public of its independence and political impartiality by completing the vote tabulation process in an open and transparent manner.
The longer the results are delayed in being released, the more questions will be raised and concerns will deepen.
There's been increasing concerns about ZEC's independence. Do you think ZEC is one-sided? Do you think it's independent?
I know the best way to get quoted is to give a soundbite. And I didn't deliberately draw out the answer to the question about the voters list to avoid being quoted. My point was there's not an easy way to answer questions of that.
Sounds like it, no.
Sorry, Alice. Mokanka kugwadza.
We voted for MDC Alliance. Nobody voted for ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has failed to see on this land. It has been involved for 1 year.
Differences. I'm hearing what sounds like blasts, Michelle. It's definitely blasts. Get down!